We planted our potatoes about 6 weeks ago, and I'm so excited to show you the progress. So stay tuned and you'll see how far they've come in 6 weeks. When I first made the video, I talked about that I wanted to plant the potatoes in 3 different areas, and we ended up only planting them in 2. We wanted to plant down in the ground where we irrigate, where the ground is compacted, and we wanted to see how the potatoes would do and compare it with the 3 different areas. We didn't end up planting them down in the ground where we irrigate because we didn't have an area where the animals weren't. We knew that the animals wouldn't leave them alone, and so it wouldn't really give us very good results. So we're going to shoot for that next year, and then we can compare and we'll get back to you. We did plant them in 2 areas. We planted them in the buckets, and then we also planted them in a garden bed. So we will have those 2 areas to compare. When we planted the potatoes in the garden bed, we forgot to take the camera with us, so we don't actually have video of planting the potatoes, but I do have video from about 3 weeks ago, and then I'll also show you the progress that those have made too. So stay tuned. I'm excited to show you how we did this. This is our first year planting potatoes, so we're newbies at this. We're gonna try 3 different areas planting the potatoes and see what works best for next year. We have these pots. We're going to plant potatoes in these pots. We're also going to do a raised garden bed, and then maybe just in the ground and see how well it works and what we like best. The first ones we're going to do are Yukon Golds, and ours we waited too long. Unfortunately, when the potatoes were ready, our weather did not cooperate, and we ended up getting snow and rain and even freezing temperatures. So we ended up waiting a couple of weeks, which we didn't want to do, but so we're just going to go with it. We'll see what happens. But usually you don't wait this long. You don't want the stems to be this long, but we're going to see what happens. So in these big pots, I'm going to do 3 potatoes, and we're going to do 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm just going to very carefully cover them with dirt to hopefully not break the stems. These Yukon Golds, they're determinate potatoes, which means they grow all in one layer. That's why we're doing 3 on a bottom level, and then we're going to raise the dirt up a little bit, and then we're going to do 3 more offset from the other ones in these big pots. The ones we're going to plant in this pot, these are Kennebec potatoes, and these are also determinate. And so we're going to do 3, like in a triangle shape, on like a lower level, and then we'll fill in some dirt, and then we'll do 3 more off of what the other ones were. Then we're going to put a layer of mulch on top. It helps the ground hold the water in, keeps the plants a little bit wet, protect them from the sun and the heat. And we'll just water them and we're good to go. On this bucket, we're going to do the red Pontiac potatoes, and these ones are also determinate. So we're just going to try them. And on this level, this bucket's a little bit smaller than the last 2 that we've done. We're just going to do 2 on a bottom level, and then we'll rotate and do 2 more on an upper level. We'll see how they do. More this way?
No, that one needs to go back more towards here.
Okay.
Yep. I need to mark the side of the tub for you.
Yep. Markings would help. And then we'll just do the mulch on top of this one. So the same thing, I'm doing the red Pontiacs in this bucket again. It is the smaller bucket, so we're just doing 2 and 2 and then 2 and 2. This time we're going east and west and north and south so I can remember where to dig my next holes. Wouldn't think it would be that hard. We also have some sweet potatoes that we're going to plant, and we just got these from a local nursery. And again, these are also the first time that we've ever planted sweet potatoes. So we're going to see how they do. When you plant plants in pots, you need to make sure you always have drainage in the bottom of the pot so the water can drain out. We forgot on 2 of our pots, on our green and our blue pots, we do not have holes in the bottom. So we'll have to come back through and drill some holes in the bottom so the water can drain out. Another thing when you're planting in pots and it's above the ground, they tend to get more sun exposure. They get heated up by the sun. So you need to make sure you water them really good and check the soil more often to make sure that they aren't drying out and overheating. And these bigger pots, because we buried the potatoes so deep, we did multiple levels on the bigger pots. You need to make sure and water them extra good so the water goes all the way down to that bottom layer. In the garden bed, we planted one of each of the 3 kinds of potatoes up here. One of the Yukon Gold, one of the red Pontiac, and one of the Kennebec. So I'll show you the 3 plants that we have and where they're at. This is 6 weeks after planting. It's pretty exciting. The potatoes are intermingled with the tomato plants. Here's one of them. We have another one right here. And another one here. We're excited to see which area grows the best potatoes. Stay tuned in a couple of months and we'll tell you. North, south? I don't remember. What was this way?
Yeah.
We didn't end up planting them down in the ground because we didn't have an area away from the animals where we irrigate that we could keep the potatoes. Nope. When we planted our potatoes in our garden bed, we didn't take our camera with us, so we don't have the actual video of planting the potatoes in the front. Nope.